If you want to work from home and create a new income with AI, you don't need to become an AI expert or even build a complicated online business. In this video, you're going to learn how to choose a simple service and use AI to help you deliver it, create proof of what you can actually do, and then start looking for your first paying opportunities from home to create that new income. So before we get started, can I ask one small favor? If you like what I do here, can you please hit the subscribe button? That keeps me energized to bring you more content. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. If you're just getting started with no experience, then here's a simple mistake that you don't want to make. You don't want to spend your time searching for an AI tool that supposedly makes money for you. You see, AI isn't the business. AI is just your really effective assistant. AI is going to help you and make you better, but AI is just your assistant. Now, the opportunity is actually using AI in different ways to actually solve a problem and a real pain point that somebody else already actually has. So think about it this way. So think of AI as your assistant. Now, a small business owner, for example, might need help writing custom emails for their business. A tradesperson like a plumber or electrician or a carpenter might need some help creating content for their social media channels. A consultant or a coach might even need someone to turn their ideas into some organized documents. An online business might need help researching different information or just organizing data, or maybe even responding to those routine inquiries. These are all existing problems that you can help other people with and you can solve for them using AI. And AI can help you complete many of these tasks involved much quicker and to a very high quality. So your goal isn't really to just make money with AI. Your goal is to actually use AI in different ways to provide something very useful and very helpful that people are willing to actually pay you for. So that's how you're going to create that income. So let's break down exactly how you can start doing exactly that. Let's begin with step number one, which is to choose one AI assisted service. Now, if you are completely new to all of this, then don't try to learn 10 different AI tools at once. Just start with one or two AI tools. Now, you just want to go and pick one simple service where AI can actually make you faster or even more productive. So for example, you could offer something like AI assisted content writing, or even social media content creation, or even email and document preparation. Or you could go with something like research and information organization, or even virtual assistant services. Or you could do customer support assistance, or even something like spreadsheet and data organization, or even basic presentation creation. So there's just a few examples that you could actually do with AI. Now let's just take the social media assistants as an example. Now, you don't need to tell a business that I know how to use AI. That's not really that valuable and not really that beneficial. Instead, what you could do is you could actually say, or you could offer something along the lines of the following. I can actually help turn your existing ideas and business information into a week's worth of organized social media content using AI. So that's something that you could actually offer. You're much more specific and you're giving them more clarity about what you can actually do and how you can actually help them. Now you've actually connected the technology to a business outcome that you can provide. That's the mindset that you really want. Don't sell AI, sell the result and the outcome that the AI actually helps you produce. Let's now move on to step number two, which is to use AI as your work assistant. Now, this is where a tool like ChatGPT or Gemini becomes very useful. But you don't want to use it as a button that says, make me money. You want to use these AI tools as an assistant inside of your workflow. So let's just say, for example, that you're helping a small business create some content for their social media channels. You can go to Gemini or ChatGPT and you can just give the AI the business information, the target customer, the tone of voice, the service offered, and the specific objective of the content. Then you can just ask the AI to generate some initial ideas from there. But here's the important part. You don't want to just simply copy and paste the first response that you get from the AI. What you want to do is you want to review it. You want to correct that inaccurate information and remove any generic language contained inside. Then you want to go ahead and add the business's real knowledge and their experience. Then just rewrite it so it actually sounds like the business that you're working with. This is where your value really comes in. So it's AI and human insight. So it's a combination of both AI and human. Now, AI can actually help you generate and organize different types of information, but you still need to apply judgment of your own. You are actually responsible for checking that final result. And if you learn how to give AI better instructions and better prompts, you can actually make the process considerably more useful. So instead of just saying write 5 Facebook posts, you want to give it structured instructions containing your audience, the objective, the source information, the tone you want, the constraints, and the desired output and outcome that you're looking for. So the more clearly you actually define the task with the AI, the easier it is to actually review the result against something very specific. Let's now move on to step number 3, which is to create your own AI workflow. If you want to create an income rather than simply experimenting with AI, you want to start building some repeatable workflows using AI. So for example, just imagine that you offer content assistance. Your workflow with AI could look like this. It could start with client information, then go to research, then go to AI assisted ideas, then go to the first draft, then go to fact checking, then go to human editing, then go to the final content, and then to the delivery. Now you can actually use Google Documents for the working document, you can use Google Sheets to track clients and those deadlines, and you can use Canva, which is an online designing platform, and you can use the free version if your service includes simple visual content. Now the important concept here is standardization. If you actually perform the same type of work on a repeated basis, then you can actually create a process for it. So for example, you could actually go out there and create a Google Sheets template with columns for client, content topic, target audience, status, draft completed, reviewed, approved, and delivered. So you can actually do all of that and create that in a Google Sheets template. Now what you're doing here is you're not starting from zero every time. You're building a small operating system for your service. And that's much more valuable than simply knowing how to open ChatGPT or Gemini. Let's now move on to step number 4, which is to build some proof before you actually have any clients. Now, if you're thinking, but I don't actually have any customers, so how can I show some experience? You want to go out there and create some demonstration projects as your portfolio. Now, you don't need to pretend that they're actually real clients. You can just choose a fictional business, or you could even use a real business's publicly available information purely as a practice exercise. So for example, just imagine that you're offering AI assisted content services to a local fitness business. You could actually go out there and create 3 or 4 social media posts, 5 content ideas, 1 or 2 promotional emails, and a simple weekly content calendar. Then you can just put the examples into a clean Canva presentation or even use a Notion template. Now you actually have something that you can actually show a potential client what you can actually do using different AI tools. So from here, you're no longer saying, I'd like to try this. What you're actually saying is this. Here is an example of the type of work I can actually produce. That's a much stronger position to operate from. And you can actually create several examples for the specific type of customer avatar that you actually want to work with. Let's now move on to step number 5, which is don't try to sell to everyone. Now this is another very important shift. If you say, I provide AI services for businesses, that's incredibly broad and not very useful. Instead, you want to choose a type of customer avatar. For example, you could say something like, I help local trades businesses turn their existing knowledge into simple social media content. Now you actually have a specific audience, a specific problem, and a specific service. That makes your outreach much easier as well. Now you can actually research businesses through their website and their social media pages, and you want to look for those obvious problems. Maybe their social media page hasn't been updated recently. Maybe their website has useful information that isn't being turned into some good content. Maybe their customer FAQs could be turned into some useful posts. Then your message can be much more relevant. So instead of, hi, I offer AI services, do you need help? You could say something like, I noticed you already answer several customer questions on your website. I put together a few examples of how those answers could be turned into simple social media posts. Here's an example. Now that's a completely different conversation. You're now demonstrating real value before actually asking for anything. Let's now move on to step number 6, which is to find work from home using 2 different routes. Now, once you actually have a monetizable skill and some evidence that you can actually do this skill to a good standard, then you actually have 2 main routes to choose from. So route number 1 is remote employment. You can go out there and look for remote roles involving different tasks that you can generally perform to a good standard. That could include things like customer support or administrative assistance or content assistance, or even research or other types of digital roles. Now, your CV should focus on the abilities relevant to the role rather than simply saying that you're actually interested in AI and you know how to use it. Now, if you actually use AI in your application in this process, you want to use it to help you analyze the job description and just identify the skills that the employer is actually looking for. But make sure that every claim you make is true. And route number 2 is freelancing. So you can also offer a defined service with AI directly to businesses and clients all over the world through online platforms like Fiverr and Upwork.com, which are freelancing marketplaces. Now, the advantage here is that you aren't necessarily waiting for someone to advertise a job. You're actually presenting a solution using AI. But you don't want to make your offer, I can use ChatGPT or Gemini for your business. You want to make it results and outcome focused and focused on getting people a good transformation. So you want to make sure it is outcome focused. So for example, you could say, I'll turn your existing business information into a weekly batch of customer focused content. AI is just simply part of how you actually deliver that type of service. Let's now move on to step number 7, which is to use AI to increase your capacity, not lower your quality. Now, here's where some beginners get this completely wrong. They discover AI and go out there and think, if AI can create something in just 30 seconds, then I can sell it for £50 or $50. That's not how you build a sustainable service. If the output is very generic, inaccurate, or even poorly edited, clients will actually notice this. Instead, you want to use AI to reduce the time you spend on repetitive parts of the full process. For example, AI might help you brainstorm 20 different possible ideas. You then select the 5 that actually make sense to you. AI might produce a first draft. You then fact check that and edit it. AI might organize some information. You then review the structure and make the final decisions. That's the difference between AI generated work and an AI assisted service. Your advantage comes from combining the AI tool with your own judgment, your communication, and your understanding of the customer's needs, their wants, and what they actually want to do with their business. So let me now give you a simple example. Let's just say you have no professional AI experience. You decide to offer AI assisted administrative support to those small businesses. You learn how to organize information with Google Sheets. You learn how to create professional documents with Google Docs. You then practice using ChatGPT to draft routine emails and organize information. You then go out there and create a demonstration project for your portfolio. You then go and build a customer inquiry tracker, write several example responses, and just create a simple weekly admin workflow. Now what you actually have is you have a skill, a workflow, a portfolio example, and a specific service. And from there, you can just approach businesses that might genuinely need that type of help. You haven't actually created money out of thin air. You've created a service that uses AI to help you deliver useful work directly from home. And that's a much more realistic way to think about online income if you want to make an extra income working from home. Let's now talk about 3 mistakes that you want to avoid. Now, mistake number 1 is chasing every new AI tool out there. Now, you don't need 50 AI subscriptions. You just want to start with the AI tools that directly support the service that you are offering. So that could be a general AI assistant, a document tool, a spreadsheet tool, and perhaps a design tool like Canva or Gamma AI. That can be enough to start testing out your workflow with AI. Mistake number 2 is selling something that you can't properly check. Now, if you don't understand the task, then you don't want to blindly just rely on the AI, especially with things like financial, legal, medical, or other high stakes information. You need appropriate expertise and verification. AI can assist with the work, but it doesn't remove your responsibility for what you actually deliver to any clients that you work with. And mistake number 3 is believing every AI income opportunity that you actually see. Now, you want to be very careful with anyone promising a guaranteed income, effortless passive income, or just huge returns simply because you actually use some AI tool. You should never have to pay someone simply to receive a job either. Now, if an opportunity sounds like you're being paid to perform mysterious tasks rather than providing a clearly understood service, then you want to investigate it very carefully before giving anyone your money or any sensitive information. Let me now give you a simple action plan for your first 7 days. If you want to start putting this into practice, here's a simple challenge. Day number 1 is just choose one AI assisted service. Day 2 is to learn the core tasks involved. Day 3 is to use ChatGPT to practice those tasks with some realistic scenarios. Day 4 is to build your first demonstration project. Day number 5 is to turn it into simple portfolio using Canva or Notion or even Google Documents. Day number 6 is to identify 10 businesses or remote roles that genuinely match your skill set. And day number 7 is to send targeted applications or outreach based on the specific problem that you can actually help solve with AI. Then from there, you just need to improve based on what actually happens. If nobody responds, then don't automatically conclude that AI doesn't actually work. What you need to do is look at your offer. Is it too broad? Is your portfolio a bit weak? Are you approaching the wrong types of businesses? Does your message focus too much on you and not enough on their actual problems? That's the feedback that you need. If you remember only one thing from this video, remember this. AI is not your income. AI is the leverage and AI is your assistant. Your income comes from providing something valuable. AI can help you with the research to make it faster, to draft faster, to organize information, to create those first versions, to automate parts of repetitive workflows, and actually increase the amount of high quality work that you can handle. But you still need a customer, a problem or a pain point, a useful service, and a reliable way of actually delivering it. So if you're starting from home with no experience, don't ask, how can I make money with AI? Ask the question, what useful service can I learn to provide, and where can AI help me to deliver it better and to a higher standard and quicker? Now that question gives you something practical to build on. You can start with one skill, one service, one type of customer, one simple AI assisted workflow, and one genuine piece of work that you can actually show someone anywhere. That's a far more realistic starting point for creating a new income from home with AI. Wow, that's it for this video. Now, if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start building your own online business and creating new income streams, take the next step now. Click the link below in the description or in the top pinned comment, where you can find some free guides and some free resources to help you get started right away with building your new digital business and new income. These free resources will teach you step by step how to actually set up and create your own digital business and new online income streams. So I know these free resources will be very helpful for you. So don't wait, take action today. You can go and click the link below in the description and the pinned comment and start your journey right now. And thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for new videos. It really does energize me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. And if you want to connect on social, you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram. The links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.